Do it again. Match point, Tom. Boom!
Let's do it again.
Left player serve. Net.
Yo, dude, I told you, isn't this console amazing?
What are you talking about? The Wii U's obviously better than the Switch. The Switch doesn't even have good games on it like Super Smash Bros.
Dude, this console came out like a week ago. There is 100 games confirmed by the end of the year.
Left player serve.
Swing your Joy-Con up to throw the ball into the...
Yo, dude. New Smash 5 trailer just came out. Dude, look.
Oh, let me see this.
Mr. Bouchard, can you come check someone out for me?
What?
Do you like what I wrote here for my segment on the movie, or should I not have it in Spanish?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm gonna keep it anyway. I think I'm right.
Okay guys, it's time for me to collect your segments.
No guys, give me your segments. I'm the executive producer.
That iteration of Smash just looks horrible. I told you the Wii U was better.
Whatever, dude. Get out of here.
You just watched Ryan's opening. Now here's my segment on Tim Tebow and the Mets. With baseball season starting, there are many questions for each team. But the New York Mets had the biggest question of all. What will they do with Tim Tebow? Tim Tebow originally played football. His career started at Florida, where he went on to win the Heisman Trophy. To continue his football career, Tebow entered the draft and was the 25th overall pick by the Broncos, but was later traded to the Jets, where Tim Tebow proved to be one of the most disappointing draft picks, making people wonder where Tebow went wrong.
In his baseball and football career are more for publicity or his causes instead of actually making it.
I think he went wrong when he started focusing more on how much people loved him than his performance in his game.
I don't think Tim Tebow ever really went wrong. I think he was just overrated in his skill set.
After taking some time off from sports, Tebow realized he wanted to play a sport again. Tebow chose baseball. He started to practice and improve, hoping to make a team, and a team would pick him up. And one team did just that, the New York Mets. In Tebow's first preseason game, he was a designated hitter. Tebow went 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Tebow manager Terry Collins said they weren't going to let one bad day define him, but that wasn't the case with Mets fans as they expressed their feelings. For Tim Tebow's first game, I don't think he did so well, but you can't judge someone on their first game.
I think his first performance could have been a lot better. He didn't really show much.
Tim Tebow's first performance was what I expected because it was his first major league game.
Tebow's best performance was against the Miami Marlins. He had 2 hits in the game and had a diving catch. In 4 games, Tebow went 3 for 14, making his batting average .214. The Mets staff came into agreement to send Tebow to the Columbia Fireflies in the Class A South Atlantic League, where he will play his first professional season, leaving fans with mixed emotions.
Well, if he's playing for the right reasons to try to make it to the majors, I applaud him for that. But hopefully it's not just a publicity stunt.
I think AAA would be good for Tebow if he really focuses on playing good.
I think him playing in the South Atlantic League will be good for him, and in the the association.
All in all, Tim Tebow didn't let his passion of sports die. From being a Heisman Trophy winner in college to a bust in the NFL, he didn't let anything stop him. He followed his heart to baseball, where he continued to improve every day and eventually hopes to be playing with the Mets soon. I'm Carly Dunbar reporting for Monthly Rewind Season 21.
You just watched Carly's segment on Tim Tebow, and here's my segment on International Women's Day. There are 365 days in a year, 8,760 hours, and 525,600 minutes in a year, and every 1 year, 1 day is dedicated to women. International Women's Day. International Women's Day was established in 1907 to mark the 50th anniversary of a brutally repressed protest by New York City's female garment and textile workers that protested against terrible working conditions. Ever since, 1 day a year is set aside to celebrate and honor women and their importance in the world. Although this day has been celebrated for quite a long time, many people are unaware that this is an actual holiday. But with the increase in social media use, the day is gaining popularity.
Yes, because in school they always announce it, so I figured it was International Women's Day.
I did. A bunch of my friends told me to wear this, was it red or purple? I don't remember what color it was, but it was a certain color that I was supposed to wear, so I wore this nice I wore a purple bandana thing on my arm throughout the school. I don't know if anyone noticed it, but I was supporting.
I do, yes. I've heard of it in the news recently.
Since the day was started in 1907, women have come a long way. They have gained the right to vote, began entering the workplace, and now work alongside men and are even men's bosses. Although they've taken great strides, many people feel as though women are still treated unequally than men.
I do. I think they work as hard as men, and I think everyone deserves equality in the world, especially at this time in the state of how the world is right now, and I think they should all be equal.
I don't think that's really a question. I mean, if we're all human beings, I think we should be treated just about the same. Of course, I think that all women deserve to be treated equal, not just all women, but the human race in general.
Recently, the feminist movement has been receiving more attention than it ever has in the past. With the new president, Donald Trump, the feminist movement has begun to step up and speak out, protesting for what they believe in, as they feel Trump does not view women as equal.
I think the rallies are a good thing, but I do believe that they can get out of hand sometimes, but I do support it 100% of the time, but especially in the past few months with Trump being elected, it was kind of getting out of hand, but that's usually what happens with every presidential election, but it's kind of toned down a little bit, but I do support the rallying.
I think that he's sexist and a misogynist. He deserves to be rioted against by women. I did not personally attend any of the rallies, but I do support them, and I feel strongly that everyone deserves a chance to have their voice be heard.
Although it is once a year, the feminist movement will continue to work and stand up for their beliefs and look to make every day International Women's Day. This has been Alex Bruce reporting from Monthly Rewind, Season 21.
You just watched Alex's segment on International Women's Day. Now here's my segment on early spring weather. Throughout the month of February, there's some drastic changes in the terms of weather. Many days hit or came close to setting record high temperatures in the month. One day there was snow on the ground, and the next day it felt like spring with temperatures in the high 60s. While many find it great that it's getting warmer and making it feel closer to spring, the reality of what's causing it isn't such a good thing. But why do people like the warm weather in February?
Well, I mean, it's just a nice relief from the colder weather. You're freezing all the time.
It feels good, and it's a break from the cold winter.
Because it's time to get out, enjoy the weather.
During the month of February, there have been a span of days where the temperatures have hit record highs. Tuesday, February 7th was the high of 62 degrees. That's 20 degrees higher than the historical high for that day. That wasn't the only day though. February 8th hit 66 degrees and about 20 degrees higher than the record-setting high on that day. And February 23rd and 25th hit 73 degrees, 30 degrees higher than the average on that day. So what's causing the record high temperatures for the month? Is spring coming earlier or is it getting something else?
All right, it's a global warming affecting the climate with the carbon dioxide.
The changes in the atmosphere and it affects the ozone, bruh.
I don't know, maybe it's God just being nice, who knows, because it's really nice out today.
While many have different opinions on what's actually causing the spring weather, there's some research behind it. The U.S. Geological Survey looked at the past 112 years of data and found that in the nation's national parks, springs have been advancing 76%. The recent rise in temperatures cannot be fully attributed to global warming. However, in the overall climate change over the years can. So yes, global warming is in fact causing the change in weather, but it's a slower increase in the yearly temperature, not the day. Some scientists have stated different options to decrease the rate of global warming. but some have been extreme. What do the people think they could do to help decrease this rate?
They can carpool, use less cars, bikes and walk, you know?
Now, Futurama had a pretty good idea. They dumped like a huge block of ice in the ocean. Maybe we could do that.
People should use bikes instead of cars because the gas affects the ozone.
As spring rolls around in the earlier winter months, most people enjoy the warmer temperatures and the nicer days. But why is this?
It feels good. You don't have to wear as much clothes.
Yeah, because I don't have to wear jackets, wear shorts, you know? Get all sweaty.
I mean, who doesn't like, some people don't like warm weather, but I love it. I mean, it's nice out. It's uplifting if you're having a bad day.
With the spring season steadily approaching and temperatures on the rise, it is safe to say it won't be too long for us students to be out of schools and on the beach, enjoying the nice spring weather as the winter temperatures roll away. I'm Chris Burke, reporting for Monthly Rewind, Season 21.
You just watched Chris's segment on early spring weather. Now here's my movie review of Get Out. On February 24th, Jordan Peele of famous comedy duo Key & Peele made his directorial debut with the premiere of his film Get Out. Starring incredible actors like Daniel Kaluuya, Allison Williams, Bradley Whitford, and Catherine Keener, the film quickly gathered a large amount of buzz before its release. However, when critics and casual viewers finally saw the movie, they were blown away by the film's intricate plot, wonderful acting, and thought-provoking social commentary.
License, please.
He wasn't driving.
I didn't ask who was driving. I asked to see his ID.
Earning $33.4 million opening weekend, Get Out was a success right out of the gate. Maintaining the rare perfect score throughout its opening weekend, the film's Rotten Tomato critic rating has since dropped only to 99%, with only one of its 167 critical reviews being negative. One of the popular aspects of the film is its ability to elicit different feelings and reactions from each viewer.
It really held your attention. You knew there was something wrong with this family, but you didn't quite know exactly what was wrong until, probably 2/3 or 3/4 through the movie.
I thought it was a great movie because usually I'm not like a horror guy, but this is like a lot different if you ask me. The movie wasn't like it had some cliches to it, but it still had like jump scares and all that, but I still feel like it was a pretty solid movie to me.
I think it was a really good, I guess an attempt at like a psychological horror. It definitely had its good, it had some bad, but overall it was a pretty quality film.
Jordan Peele not only directed, but also wrote Get Out. Inspired by some of the greatest horror films of all time, including A Clockwork Orange, Rosemary's Baby, and especially The Shining, Peele sought to make his own horror film that not only captured the beauty of the genre, but was also able to satirically twist it in new directions. Critically, Peele's endeavor has been, for the most part, considered a success. Given his background as a comedy sketch writer and performer, Peele's transition into such a successful horror filmmaker was a pleasant surprise for many viewers.
Heard about that he was directing it. Actually, I loved Key & Peele from earlier, from back when it was still airing and all. So I was thinking it was kind of strange how a comedy guy was directing a horror movie, but he did great on it, so no, I can't hate on it. So
I thought he did a really good job directing it. It was really well done. I liked that it was different than his other stuff because he's more well known for comedy. I didn't realize that he directed it until after when it came up, and I was like, wow, he did that. Because he's known for Key & Peele stuff, so it was different.
It seemed a little bit out of his comfort zone, but he did it well.
With so many different aspects of the film being lauded by critics and fans alike, the movie's success isn't that shocking. However, what in particular is considered the most influential driver of the movie's success is up to interpretation.
It's just generally a good movie in the sense that the pacing was good. It wasn't trying to startle you from the very beginning. There was kind of a dramatic build-up to finding out exactly what their intentions were.
I think it's doing really well because it truly kept you guessing the entire time. I was totally freaked out by how that whole thing played out.
It's not something people have seen, probably ever, and it's a different take on just like a lot of stuff. It goes into like racial things, but like in a weird, serious like horror thriller, which hasn't been done in any time I can remember.
The most controversial aspect of the film has been its racial commentary. With a plot centered upon a black man discovering a horrifying secret surrounding the seemingly quaint white community of his girlfriend's family, Get Out has understandably elicited a number of reactions concerning the current racial issues present in today's society.
I think especially with young people, this movie resonates with because they really see a lot of these issues kind of freshly, as opposed to people in my generation who maybe see it from a little bit different perspective.
There's racial undertones to it, but I didn't see it as a commentary on, white people are all bad or whatever it is. I just thought it was contextual. It was just, that's why you have this, thriller.
The racial commentary is like a big part of the movie. It's supposed to address current themes in society, but it's also supposed to be a movie about, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's supposed to be a movie about these people who are, let's just say, caught in a unpleasant situation. And it just seems like they were targeted for their race, which they were, but it also seems like there's just really prevalent racial undertones in the entire movie, and they're supposed to be there, but it's really publicized.
Get Out has made a splash in the box office and a wave amongst the critics. With many saying that the film is an early contender for the Oscars, Get Out has clearly had a large impact upon the public. Jordan Peele's directorial debut has certainly opened the door for him to more future endeavors and opened the eyes of the world to his skills. Get Out is being considered critically as an intricate and thought-provoking fresh take on the horror genre and a relevant example of racial tensions in America. Reporting for Monthly Rewind, Season 21, I'm Ben Kerwin.
Get out. Sorry, man. Get out! Yo!
You just watched Ben's movie review on Get Out, and now here's my mail time. Oh, hey! Welcome to this month's edition of Mail Time. I'm Michelle Simoni, and it looks like we have an email. Dear Monthly Rewind, Season 21. So I heard you have the class clown of 2017 in your class. Who is it, and how did they even get the name class clown? Thanks, Kylie. Well, Kylie, let me introduce you to my friend, Natalie.
This is my favorite part, right here.
So here we have Ben, Ryan, and Miguel thinking they're doing a mail time on blind taste testing. Little did they know, really in the Oreos with mint toothpaste. So basically we're going to be blindfolding you guys, and we have a bunch of different food, which you guys are going to taste test, and you're just going to try telling us what you're eating. You can't use your sense of smell. You can't use, you can't touch the food we're giving you that much.
Oh, it's just a taste test.
It's just a taste test. You have to
put it in your hand.
We're going to put, yeah, exactly.
I don't like this.
We're going to put it in your hand.
My eyes closed. I was blinking when I did it, so now my eyes are just shut. Alright, let me see. No, I can't. Alright, here we go.
Alright, put your hands out.
Oh, God.
1, 2, 3, go. Put directly into your mouth. Go.
Oreo.
What flavor?
Vanilla. Am I right?
Yeah, vanilla Oreo. Alright, you guys can place them on the desk or just finish them.
Yeah, vanilla Oreo. We can fresh it? No. It's a shot. Is the golden Oreos or whatever they're called?
Alright, ready?
No,
Hands
there's
out.
chocolate on the inside.
And go ahead.
What the heck? This is toothpaste. Ew! Yuck.
It's in your mouth that Ben's still eating it. Ew! Oh my god!
sure.
All right, now,
Make
now in front of the camera. So here's where we interviewed Allie for what she thought was going to be our mail time segment. Really, did she know I had a little bit of a cold that day? My favorite part of Rewind is probably, probably Donut Fridays. I really enjoy them. Mr. Bouchard really spoils us. It's every Friday, except for the Fridays he was mad at us during, you know, our iffy period. But, you know, yes. All right, what's your favorite part?
Just being around you guys. That's bring out the best of me. Love Carly Dunbar too. She's my BFF.
R.I.P. Carly though, she's been out all week from a sickness.
Yeah, she's
dying. MIA.
You need to come back, bro. I feel lost without you.
Okay, so here, I'm gonna come over here because it looks weird.
What the heck is that? Ew, you just put your face on it.
Okay.
Looks like slime.
Ready?
You just put your head in it.
It would move. Okay, next question. Sorry. Alright, so, why is Mr. Richard your favorite teacher?
You brought out the best. I was in my little turtle shell freshman year, and he just, I'm like a butterfly now.
I think from a turtle shell to a butterfly.
I was like in my cocoon, and then I started flying.
Okay. Alright, so who's your best friend in Rewind and why?
Oh, dude. So much.
Disgusting. What the heck? I thought you were gonna throw it at her. I didn't think I was gonna post it. So here you have Sam thinking she's so awesome because she can balance 2 cups of water on your hand. Wow, you're so cool. Little did she know we were gonna leave her all by herself, stranded in the room with him on there.
I know, it's your real time, but what is it?
Okay. So ready? Bounce.
No!
We're gonna try it. The trick is you're gonna try and balance. No, get in the center.
Oh.
The trick is you're gonna try and balance the cup on your hand.
For how long?
Just try it. Can you do it? Alright, now get your other hand. You have to do both. The challenge is to do both. Got it? Like that? Perfect.
Mitch, am I gonna get water on myself? She just left me. She just left me in this room! I don't know! Yo, I feel like I'm in like, what's that one movie? Where it's like Jigsaw? Let's play a game. I just got left in here and I'm scared. Let's play a game. Yo, is my hands gonna like freeze or something? Are my hands gonna like freeze?
Dave! Oh my god!
What do you mean? I was supposed to leave? You didn't tell me.
And now we pranked various members of Rewind with an air horn. Let's see their reactions.
Is that?
You just got pranked! So Carly thinks she's in on our little mail time prank. Mwahaha. But little does she know what's actually coming for her. Carly thought she wasn't getting pranked.
Video.
Yeah, we know. That's how we did it.
That's why you're so funny. Oh my god.
You know, we worked a little bit of our skills, and we had Mr. Bouchard tell Grace that she was no longer the producer anymore because she's been getting too many complaints.
Yes. Had some complaints
About me?
about you, like just going off on people and stuff,
On who?
and just everybody in general is complaining about you. And I don't know, I think that it's getting to the point where I'm getting complaints on like a daily basis, and I think maybe I need to pull you off of directing or producing.
Why?
And give somebody else a shot, just because there's so many complaints and everybody's
About
unhappy.
what though?
Just about you jumping on people about their segments and just being just generally mean to people. So they, you know, I got like 3 today, and I think maybe you need to put somebody
Kids in
else.
Rewind?
Yeah, maybe put.
I haven't even talked to anyone.
I don't know. It's just that's what they've been doing. You know, they're in the last month, I probably had 30 or 40 people. You know, well, the same people come back and forth, but just about everybody in the class has said something that you're like a tyrant and you just gotta relax. So,
I haven't even talked to anyone.
I don't know. I'm just going on what I've been told. So I'm gonna have somebody else produce for the rest of the year.
Okay.
Okay? I just, you know, I just think it's best that we do it that way. I think it'll take stress off of you, but I just think that it'll make everything a lot happier here. Okay?
I just walked in.
Go ahead.
We got you
I got my whole.
It's not funny. That's not funny. I literally didn't know what I did.
Well, there you have it, Kylie. Hopefully that answered your question. I'm Michelle Salmoni, reporting for Monthly Rewind, Season 21.
You just watched Michelle's Mail Time. Now here's my segment on St. Patrick's Day.
Every year on March 17th, the Irish and the Irish at heart across the world celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
But does everyone know how it really came about?
St. Patrick was like a real guy, and he got like kidnapped, and then he was like teaching all the people about like the Trinity and like Christianity and stuff with like the clover, and yeah.
I'm not really sure. I am Irish, but we just always celebrate it.
By someone like important go to Ireland and making like a huge impact like throughout the nation.
What had started as a religious feast for the patron saint of Ireland has become an international festival celebrating Irish culture with parades, dancing, special foods, and a whole lot of green.
Many people celebrate in different ways.
We usually try to like go to like an Irish pub or something, and you know, listen to some music, eat some food, chilling.
For St. Patrick's Day, me and my family like to go down to Wildwood and watch the parade and do the festivals.
We always have corned beef and cabbage and Irish beer, of course, and always wear green to be proud that you're Irish.
Ever since the 9th or 10th century, people in Ireland have been observing the Roman Catholic feast day of St. Patrick on March 17th. Yet the first parade held in honor of St. Patrick didn't take place in Ireland, but in the United States. On March 17th, 1762, Irish soldiers serving in the English Army marched through New York City. Along with the music, the parade would help soldiers reconnect with their Irish roots. This year, there will be a new parade route. Instead of doing a straight shot down Philly, the parade will now begin at 15th and JFK Boulevard, then turn right onto 15th and circles Penn Square, continuing down Market Street to Penn's Landing.
The parade's route may have changed, but many people's opinions of the parade didn't.
I like how the parade route changed because more people get to see it.
I think it's good because like more people get to see it instead of it just being like one straight line where no one can really see.
I really don't have an opinion on it because I've never gone to the parade in Philadelphia, so it really doesn't affect me.
Patrick's birth name was Maewyn. He was born in Roman Britain, where he was kidnapped into slavery and brought into Ireland. During his 6 years serving for his master, it is said that Patrick had heard a voice telling him it was about time for him to escape and board a ship that was waiting for him to take him back home. After 12 years of studying the monastery, Patrick returned to Ireland as a bishop. Throughout the land, he established schools and churches. One of the most important symbols of St. Patrick's Day is a shamrock, or the three-leaf clover, because it is said that it's used to represent the Christian Holy Trinity. Ever since the 9th or 10th century, St. Patrick's Day has been observed. The history behind it stands as an important part of the holiday. The parades and the party help us celebrate the holiday annually, and the shamrock symbolizes the religion behind it. I'm Natalie Rosavuto, and I'm reporting for Monthly Rewind, Season 21.
You just watched Natalie's segment on St. Patrick's Day. Now here's my segment on the Cardboard Classic. Every year, an event is held by radio station 93.3 WMMR, held in the Poconos. This event holds a speed and design category. This is the Cardboard Classic. This year's Cardboard Classic event will be its 11th in its history. The rules are simple. For the speed category, make a sled and get it down the snowy mountain as fast as possible. For the design category, people can group up and build a huge or small creation for judges at WMMR to determine who wins. But you can only use cardboard, tape, glue, and string. Some designs are doomed to fail, and people have different perspectives on those fails.
It's pretty funny how they fail, but it must suck having to build something out of cardboard just to see it get destroyed within moments of going down a hill.
I think that they're funny when they fail and collapse.
One major aspect that can affect this event is the weather. In order for the Cardboard Classic to take place, there needs to be snow and pretty cold temperatures. With the event being held in March, the weather can vary. This year, the days before the event is supposed to be warmer in the low 60s. This may cause problems for the next day. People at the event share their thoughts on the weather.
The weather turned out to be absolutely great. They were able to make snow the night before. We had 2 weeks of absolute heat, so I was concerned that it was just going to be a mud run.
Well, it turned out pretty good, but most of the snow is fake anyways.
Winners of these events get rewards. The fastest sled obtains a 16 gigabyte iPad Air 2. The best design obtains a $1,000 cash prize. This can lead to people coming back every year. And over these years, people see more and more creations. This begs the question of people's favorite creation.
Years ago, the first biggest, best sled that I saw was a Liberty One building that was actually about, it was tall. I mean, I don't know, I want to say 100 feet, but I'm probably over exaggerating. It was the first biggest, most incredible sled, and everybody was in awe. And then to the present, there was a monster sled that was just incredible.
One year, people made a bus, and so there's a lot of people on the bus. And they went down the mountain pretty successfully. I don't know how.
The hotels are being booked as people make their way from the Philadelphia area to the Poconos, and the excitement is very high. Good luck to all of this year's participants, and for Monthly Rewind, Season 21, I'm Miguel Morgan.
You just watched Miguel's segment on Cardboard Classic, and now here's my segment on cell phones.
At the end of February, Jimmy Kimmel hosted the 2017 Oscars. As a late-night TV host and a comedian, he had many bits to get laughter from the audience. One of those bits was getting random people from a Hollywood tour bus and surprising them by inviting them to the Oscars. Jimmy welcomed the strangers into a room filled with countless A-list celebrities at an extremely private event. The strangers walked front row of the award show, where major celebrities like Denzel Washington, Emma Stone, Ryan Gosling, and even Meryl Streep sat. What struck me as odd about this appearance was that nearly all of the guests had their phone out and in their faces. Some even had selfie sticks, making sure to get footage of the surreal moment. After watching these people stick their phones and cameras in the privacy of hardworking actors and actresses, instead of living this special moment in real time, I couldn't help but think, do we, as the human race, rely on our cell phones a little too much? Mobile phones are one of the best inventions in the world to date. They house our private information and give us access to the internet at our fingertips. These little gadgets that never leave our side have become a staple to the human race.
In 2017, it's weird not to have a cell phone. I myself am more than guilty to over-relying on my cell phone in my daily life. And I know I'm not alone in abusing this technology.
Yeah, I use it a lot. I tried to stop using it by deleting my Twitter, but I always use Instagram and Snapchat, and I always want to go on my phone to look things up, especially during school, which isn't good.
I do, especially since I have Netflix, so whenever I'm just bored, I'll just watch Grey's Anatomy on my phone and cry.
Yes, I go on a variety of apps, like a bunch of social media, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Visco, Pinterest, and then I like to play a lot of games like Word Cookie, this game called Flip, and yeah.
Leading the race in cell phones is the ever-famous iPhone. Of all smartphone users, 43.5% are iPhones. The other 56.5% is a mixture of different Samsung and Sony cell phones. Among the younger generation, iPhones are most prominent.
I have an iPhone.
An iPhone.
An iPhone.
An iPhone.
An iPhone. An iPhone.
An iPhone.
An iPhone.
iPhone. An iPhone.
In everyday life, it's very rare to not see people either with or on their cell phone. A study has discovered that the average person checks their device 85 times a day, spending a total of 5 hours browsing the web and using apps. This equates to around a third of the time a person is awake, and is twice as often as many people even realize. Some see this as unhealthy or antisocial. Others think we are just taking advantage of the advanced technology.
It's like a double-edged sword. Sometimes people are actually physically and emotionally obsessed with their phone and they cannot let it go, which I think is beyond the point of necessary, but at the same time, cell phones have so many different uses and they come in handy a lot, so I think it works both ways.
Probably a little bit of both. There's definitely some studies out there that I believe in that you can get addicted to your cell phone. It releases dopamine similar to other drugs. When you see the smiley face or the Snapchat reply, and you get a good feeling from that, and that releases dopamine. So you can physically get addicted to your cell phone. With that said, right, it probably has made us more productive also, though. Checking emails more efficiently, sending responses more efficiently. So there's got to be a balance somewhere.
I think it's unhealthy, especially it's hard once you're texting all the time to stay focused, because all you want to do is go on your phone when you're in school and stuff, and when you're trying to talk to someone, all you really want to do is go back to your phone.
Mobile phones emit radio frequency energy, which can be absorbed by the tissues. The International Agency for Research on Cancer classified mobile phone radiation possibly carcinogenic. Additional research into the long-term, heavy use of mobile phones needs to be conducted. While an increased risk of brain tumors from the use of mobile phones is not established, the increasing use of mobile phones and the lack of data for mobile phone use over time periods longer than 15 years warrant further research of mobile phone use and brain cancer risk. People have different reactions to this research.
I definitely think it is probably true, because the amount of radiation and stuff that comes off of it is probably more dangerous than we think, but I think there should be more research into it just to figure out more information.
I feel like it's very accurate. I've read many stories on it, but it still hasn't stopped me from sleeping with my phone right next to my head, on my pillow, so hopefully I don't get brain cancer.
I don't believe it, because honestly, I think that people would be more worried about it.
Having the internet in the palm of our hands is something the human race has grown used to, and even takes for granted. Not to mention being able to contact anyone you please whenever you want, despite your location. While cellular phones are a great invention, have we become too adjusted to this technological advancement? There's too little research to tell if there's permanent health risks to cell phone abuse. However, as the years come, hopefully we will know more about this possible carcinogen. Steven Spielberg once said, "Technology can be our best friend, and technology can also be the biggest party pooper of our lives. It interrupts our own story, interrupts our ability to have a thought or a daydream, to imagine something wonderful because we're too busy bridging the walk from the cafeteria back to the office on the cell phone. Perhaps in the future we could take our time to absorb the surreal moments in real time, and look up from the pixels in our back pocket." This is Carly Griggs reporting from Monthly Rewind, Season 21.
You just watched Carly's segment on cell phones. Now here's my segment on the indoor color guard.
For the Washington Township Color Guard, the marching band season's over and now it's on to the indoor season. The indoor season is completely different from marching band. For starters, it's inside, there's no band, just the guard with their flags, rifles, and sabers, and instead of the band's music, they perform to a recorded track. Everyone in the guard has their own goal they wish to accomplish during the season.
My goal for the season is to obviously win, obviously work hard, make the guard better.
My goal for this season is to have fun every competition, every practice, make new friends, and just honestly have a good time with everyone. It's one of my favorite things to do.
My goal for the season is just to get there like 100%. I just want to be the best I can.
This year's program is entitled Strong, Powerful Women and is performed to the song Rise Up by Andra Day. Coach Shannon Schock and instructors Lauren Heller, Christy Bomer, and Samantha Burns worked their very hardest to make this year's show better than the last. The indoor season starts immediately after winter break. Competitions start in early February and the season ends in the beginning of May. Practices are held on Mondays and Wednesdays from 6:30 to 9:30 and some Saturdays from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Color Guard works very hard to be the winning team they are, always giving 110%. With having competitions almost every Saturday and sometimes Sundays and practice 3 days a week for 3.5 hours, the Color Guard is pushed to the hardest of their ability.
I try to work hard very much. I sometimes don't always get where I want to be in my head or like where everyone else wants me to be, but I'm always trying to push myself farther and farther to make sure I get there because I don't want to be the one holding everyone back. I want to be the one helping everyone get where they want to be.
Personally, I work my butt off. I practice on and off. I practice during rehearsal. I practice outside of rehearsal. I practice 2 to 3 times a day. I practice to the point where I can't practice anymore, basically.
Once getting to competition, the Color Guard follows a strict schedule from the moment they walk into the building to the moment they walk out. The schedule usually consists of getting all your hair and makeup ready for the performance later that night, handing out secret buddies, warm-ups for an hour, last-minute tosses before the show, finally the performance, and then to end the day off with awards.
In first place with a score of 79.45, the Washington Township High School.
The Guard competes at local high schools, and the 2 biggest competitions of the season are the Chapter 1 Championships and the Atlantic Coast Championships held in Wildwood, New Jersey, which is also called the Weekend in Wildwood, where the Color Guard competes over a 3-day period. The Color Guard and staff all have their own favorite part of the season.
My favorite part of the season is Wildwood Weekend, the very last competition of the season.
I think my favorite part is definitely going to Wildwood and be able to stay there day and night for those 5 days.
My favorite part of the season is being with everyone, growing closer as a team, competing and performing for people, making people know who we are, where we come from.
When the Color Guard is not spinning, they have other things to keep the season fun, including secret buddies, doing hair and makeup at competitions, bus rides, and hanging out with the rest of the team who become a family over the course of the season. Although the Guard gets exhausted and come out of practice with their feet killing them, injuries, or even some blood on the floor, they know it's all worth it in the end when competition day comes and they end up the winners. The Color Guard has until their last practice on May 3rd to grow from where they are now and to get even better, because the next day, May 4th, is when they leave for Wildwood, and that's the time where they really have to show what they're made of. From Monthly Rewind Season 21, I'm Alexa Muter.
You just watched Alexa's segment on Indoor Color Guard and now to my segment on National Puppy Day.
Many people around the world have pets, but as for puppies and dogs, we have a whole day to celebrate them. On March 23rd, we celebrate the unconditional love puppies bring to our lives, known as National Puppy Day. On this day, we try to save orphan puppies' lives across the world. The most common pet someone has is a dog.
I do have a dog. Her name is Roxanne.
Yes, I have 4. What kinds? I have a Pit Bull Lab mix and a Jack Russell.
I do.
What kind?
Yellow Lab.
Colleen Page, a celebrity pet and home lifestyle expert, founded this day in 2006. She is considered one of America's leading pet and home lifestyle experts. She is an animal behaviorist, interior designer, writer, photographer, and author of the Good Behavior book for dogs. This day is not to only celebrate the love the puppies bring to our lives, but to also spread awareness of the thousands of dogs that need to be rescued and try to encourage families to go upon themselves to adopt or donate to help out.
My goal in life is to have a bunch of adopted rescue dogs.
I've adopted all of my dogs. 2 of them are rescues.
No.
No, I haven't.
Only 35% of shelter dogs are adopted. 3.9 million dogs enter animal shelters every year. You may see commercials where they try to encourage people to donate to save puppies or dogs that have been mistreated or abandoned.
Feel not good enough, and it's hard at the end of the day. I need some distraction. Oh, beautiful release.
Around every community, there are usually an animal shelter. There are different ways to celebrate National Puppy Day, which can be donating money, food, or toys to a local shelter. You don't even have to donate, just loving your own pup can be a way to celebrate, or even go out and purchase a new toy for them to play with. A dog doesn't care if you're rich or poor, give him your heart and he will give you his. As you could tell, National Puppy Day is one amazing holiday to celebrate the love for our pups. This is Allie Torney reporting for Monthly Rewind, Season 21.
You just watched Allie's segment on National Puppy Day, and now here's my segment on Shamrock Shakes. Most people associate the month of March with the color green, leprechauns, and St. Patrick's Day. Perhaps the most recognizable element from the third month of the year, however, is McDonald's Shamrock Shake. Each year, the widely popular drink celebrates the Irish holiday by capturing taste buds with a green-dyed mint flavoring. Since first launching in the U.S. in 1970, the Shamrock Shake has built an almost cult-like following. Fans eagerly await its annual return to the fast food chain's menu for those magical few weeks leading up to the St. Patrick's Day holiday.
I not only like Shamrock Shakes, I love Shamrock Shakes. In fact, I'm wearing this shirt in honor of the Shamrock Shake.
Yes, because they have like that minty taste.
Yes, I like Shamrock Shakes because, I don't know, it's a seasonal thing. It gets you in the spirit for St. Patty's Day and it tastes good.
But the beloved minty green treat has another legacy that even its most loyal fans may not know. It all began thanks to former Philadelphia Eagles tight end Fred Hill. In 1974, his life changed forever when his then 3-year-old daughter Kim was being treated for leukemia. He and his wife Fran camped out on hospital benches and sat in cramped waiting rooms during Kim's 3 years of treatment. The Hills watched other families and families of seriously ill children do the same thing. Many of the families had to travel long distances for their children to receive medical treatment and could not afford hotel rooms. The Hills knew there had to be a solution. Fred rallied the support of his teammates, coaches, and respective executives to raise funds to help combat leukemia. Eagles general manager Jim Murray called Don Tuckerman, a friend from the local McDonald's advertising agency, to ask what the next promotion was. Tuckerman simply replied, "Shamrock Shakes." With the support of McDonald's executives, Tuckerman launched a week-long promotion around the drink. All profits would be donated directly towards the cause. Soon enough, funds were raised to help purchase an old 4-story, 7-bedroom house near the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. The location would later become the first Ronald McDonald House. Today, McDonald's donates 25 cents towards Ronald McDonald House in Philadelphia when you purchase a Shamrock Shake. Shamrock Shake has a total of 54 ingredients and 320 calories, the equivalent of 8 chocolate chip cookies. While there are many customers who share a love for the drink, there are also many who do not.
No, I do not like Shamrock Shakes because I really don't think the flavors mix well and I don't think they make them properly.
No, I don't like Shamrock Shakes. I'm not fond of the ice cream and the milk together.
Believe it or not, I've actually never had a Shamrock Shake before. So I can't really say whether I like them or not, but to me they seem pretty off-putting because of the color.
Regardless whether or not you enjoy Shamrock Shakes, it cannot be denied that it is a very popular seasonal drink through popular advertisement. Each year, green dye is poured into the Chicago River to celebrate St. Patty's Day. In 2010, a 24-foot supersized Shamrock Shake was poured into the Chicago River and $10,000 was donated to the Ronald McDonald House. In 2017, a new variation of the Shamrock Shake was introduced to the McDonald's menu, the McCafe Chocolate Shamrock Shake. This minty cool drink, described as an all-time favorite that just got chocolatey, is mixed with creamy vanilla soft serve, chocolate syrup, and mint. Customers had their own opinions on this new drink.
It's my favorite one. I like it better than the actual one.
I didn't know that they had that new flavor out, so.
I don't like it. I haven't actually tried it, okay? But like, they're trying to mess with something that's already really good. It's like, you don't mess with the classics.
McDonald's has also recently announced the straw, a limited edition reinvention that lets guests enjoy both flavors, mint and chocolate, of the new chocolate Shamrock Shake. These were designed by engineers to deliver the ideal flavor ratio of 50% chocolate and 50% mint. Due to the straw's unique design, only 2,000 were produced in time for Shamrock season. These quickly sold out and were only available in select locations. Whether you're a fan of the popular milkshake or not, it surely puts you in the St. Patrick's Day mood. With festive green sprinkles and a minty taste, McDonald's reels customers in with consistent advertising. Reinventing the straw and adding a new Shamrock Shake flavor, McDonald's surely is a constant innovator looking for the latest menu items to win the hearts and taste buds of its customers. I'm Samantha Hollander, reporting for Monthly Rewind, Season 21.
You just watched Sam's segment on Shamrock Shakes, and now here's my segment on the Spring Musical. It's March, which means it's time for the Spring Musical held in the Playhouse at Washington Township High School. The production this year is titled In the Heights. In the Heights is written by Lin-Manuel Miranda. The music in this production is unlike anything we have seen at WTHS. It has Latin music and rap incorporated to keep it energetic and fun for everyone. There are 5 lead roles in the musical. Yusnavi, played by Dan McGee, Abuela Claudia, played by Madeline Yerkes, Benny, played by Marco Santos, Vanessa, played by Nicole Basergi, and Nina, played by Alexa Liss. Everyone that was in the show put their best foot forward and did amazing, worked towards it as best as they could.
I'm really proud of how everyone did. I thought it was really successful, and it's really nice seeing everyone's hard work pay off.
I think everyone really stepped up for their parts because when they announced it, it was something that no one thought that we could pull off. So I think during the audition process, Malatsky and all the directors kind of put everyone in, and you kind of meshed together, and everyone stepped up for their job.
The musical is set on one block of Washington Heights, Manhattan over a 2-day period, July 3rd through the 5th. In the play, there are 2 love stories, Benny and Nina, which is the more prominent love story, and Yusnavi and Vanessa. Yusnavi runs a convenience store, and Sonny, a young boy, helps him run it. Yusnavi tells the whole block that he is going back to Puerto Rico soon, and everyone celebrates with him. Yusnavi was raised by Abuela Claudia, who plays a very large role. In the musical, she is loved by everyone on the block. In the musical, it is said that she has health problems. Halfway through the musical, Abuela passes, and there is a scene where everyone in the musical holds lights and candles in memory of her. After Abuela passes, Sonny asks Graffiti Pete to make a memorial for Abuela on the steel gate of the convenience store. This causes Yusnavi to stay in Manhattan. Because of this, Yusnavi and Vanessa start dating. This year, the play was held on Thursday, March 9th, Friday, March 10th, and Saturday, March 11th. The musical was directed by Miss Malatsky, and the student director was Elena Levan. They were both very pleased by the way the play was presented.
The musical far exceeded my expectations. It was everything I wanted it to be and more. The kids were exceptionally talented. They were amazing to work with. I love pretty much each and every one of them as individuals, not just as a group.
Everything in the musical went beyond, I think, what we ever thought that we were going to be able to do here. Just between the set and how well everyone did, it went past all of our expectations.
While we only see the actors and actresses of the musical, it wouldn't be possible without the tech crew and directors of the show. The set was highly talked about this year. The woodshop teacher and leader of the tech crew, Mr. Rapazi, built the set.
This year for In the Heights, it worked really good. It captured the scene that it was supposed to be the the city of Washington, the street of Washington Heights. So I was really, really happy with the set this year. The Abuela's house, I wasn't really happy with that, just because I think it could have had a little bit more detail to it to make it look like an actual house. There was a couple things that I didn't get around to, like a handrail I wanted to add. And also the other stores, the Rosario's and the salon, I was trying to add gates to them to make them look like an actual salon that had to be opened, but we never got around to that.
With the help of everyone involved, Miss Malatsky, Elena Levan, Mr. Rapazi, the tech crew, and the cast, this year's spring musical came together as a success. The set, the plot, and the music really set it apart from the rest. But of course, the acting and the singing from the cast made it possible. In the Heights is unlike anything we have seen here in Washington Township. This has been Victoria Bowser reporting for Monthly Rewind, Season 21.
You just watched Tori's segment on Spring Musical, now here's my segment on the Nintendo Switch.
Alright, here we go. Oh! The Nintendo Switch is finally here, launching on March 3rd, 2017. For decades now, Nintendo has continued to amaze millions and evolve the gaming franchise into something new and fresh. This time around, they introduced their next big gaming concept through a trailer on YouTube entitled First Look at Nintendo Switch. It exploded in views and was #1 in trending for over a day. The main concept of the Switch is to have a living room console that can also be taken on the go. Although having some slight issues like any other early released console would, it had millions and millions of sales on day one and still remains out of stock due to popular demand. The Nintendo Switch opened a whole new world of ideas with its whole docking concept of the console. Being able to switch from TV mode to portable mode in seconds was a big turn on for game fans.
I think the concept of the Switch is great. I really like it because I was actually at the midnight release for it, so ahead of time I knew that it was great that it's portable, and also you could just dock it in your TV whenever you want.
I think the Switch is a good concept because like you can have it sitting down, but at the same time, if you ever need to go anywhere, you can just pick it up, and go out with it. And I think it's a good marketing concept.
I really like it, especially considering the fact that how much I love my Nintendo 3DS, which is built off portability.
This time around, Nintendo made sure to give great marketing for the Switch, unlike their last console, the Wii U. The Wii U had almost no marketing and was considered for the most part a failure. Nintendo even had a Super Bowl commercial for the Switch this year that fully covered the main concept and grabbed the attention of 12 million people on YouTube instantly. Fans share whether they believe the Nintendo Switch has what it takes to bring Nintendo back on top.
Maybe. I don't quite know yet. It just came out. I don't quite know how it's going to sell. As of now, a lot of people have it as far as I know, amongst my friends, but we'll just have to see.
Yes, I feel like it really can, because I think already it has brought more positivity than the Wii U.
Yeah, I think it's good enough because so far, out of all Nintendo's previous launch date releases, the Nintendo Switch has already sold the most.
Even though lots of players enjoy their games on the big flat screen, many critics and reviews have shared how good the portable mode really feels and how satisfying it is to switch so easily.
I've had it for a few weeks now. I've found out that I've used it in portable mode more, even though I can easily just put it in my dock and use it on my TV, just because it's so comfortable to use in like places like my bed and like just sit around the house in random spots where there's really no TV.
The Nintendo Switch was made to have a very sleek and small design to maximize portability and controllers with a nice feel. A common talking point about the Switch when people first buy is how small the console and controllers, the Joy-Con, really are. Although the initial reactions are shocking, many say that they are surprisingly comfortable after playing for a while.
My first thoughts of the Joy-Con were I thought they were going to be too small, but then I started playing around with them and they were pretty comfortable.
I think the controllers are nice. They fit in your hand nicely. They're not too obnoxiously large, but they're also not too small, so I think they're good.
Whether you prefer the Joy-Con to be bigger or not, they are still high-quality pieces of technology. They have the most impressive motion controls seen to date and also introduce a new topic called HD Rumble. This is a very realistic feeling of vibration that has the ability to simulate things like your controller filling up with water or even marbles rolling around inside of it. Some people do not really see the point, but it leaves other players amazed.
The Joy-Con HD Rumble was absolutely incredible. When I first tried it out, it was I was not expecting anything. Someone just told me, look, you got to feel the controller, and so when I did, it just felt like there's actual something inside the controller when you're moving it around. And in the game, you have to guess the amount of balls inside the box, and it felt like when you go around, not only do you hear it, but you can feel it. When you go here, the balls go down. When you go this, the balls go the other way. It was incredible.
Like every new video game console, the Switch came along with some problems affecting many users. The biggest reported issue was a disconnectivity problem between the left Joy-Con and the console when they are far away. Many Switch owners have experienced this and wondered if and how it will be fixed. It does not make the console unplayable by any means, but people still feel different about how serious this problem really is.
I think that's kind of a given for, first generation releases. I think with later production lines, they'll probably just fix it, and it'll probably get better from there, so I think it'll be okay.
Well, I mean, it's any console, you're gonna have problems, it's just, the same thing happened for PS4. Sometimes the batteries just don't work in the controller, like even if you do charge it, stuff like that happens.
Nintendo of America president Reggie Fils-Aimé touched on the subject during an interview, easing the minds of many fans. Even though there are some problems at first, the Nintendo Switch is still Nintendo's most successful at-launch console in the US to date. It offers a whole new portable aspect that no other living room consoles have been able to offer before. With more games coming on the way, the Nintendo Switch definitely has a bright and anticipated future by millions of fans. This was the Nintendo Switch with Tom Cupsetta for Monthly Rewind, Season 21.
Nintendo Switch.
You just watched Tommy's segment on Nintendo Switch, and now here's my segment on college readiness. With senior year flying by and May 1st right around the corner, a big question for seniors this year is, are you actually ready for college?
I think so.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I'm so ready to get out of here.
Choosing the right college is a big step. There's a lot to take into consideration when deciding on where to go.
Obviously where it is, the location, if I like the campus, and then obviously the academics.
I don't mind the size or how many people there are. I know how some people are like that, but I'm comfortable. That's all that matters. It's small, it's cute, and it's easy to get around.
I wanted to go to school with good academics, decent parties, I guess, and a nice campus.
Each college offers something different. From the long tours, open houses, and visits, at some point each student gets the certain feeling that this is a school they will be going to. The feeling that this is the right place for them.
I decided to go to Rowan, and it made me excited because as I walked around campus, it made me feel comfortable because it's really close, so I know it really well. And I knew it was right for me because they have a lot of opportunities for my major.
All right, well, I went to the University of Delaware, and the first time I went to the campus, I thought it was really awesome. It just looked like a really awesome campus. And then the presentations they gave, for what I want to do, what my major's going to be, there's a lot of opportunities for internships in that area. And then a lot of it came down to money. So then when scholarship information finally started coming out, and I could finally see a good amount, is when I decided I was going to go there.
I liked when I just decided where to go to my college. It was more I liked the community there. It was extremely nice. Everybody was so welcoming, and there's nothing really to complain about it.
While some students found the right fit and committed to a school, there are so many other students looking for that certain feeling at the right school.
There's so many of them, and you only got to pick one.
At first, it was very difficult because I'm that type of person love at first sight kind of thing. I'll fall in love with the campus, but at this point, I had to come down with one decision.
Yet with all the stress of figuring out where to continue your education, there's a lot to look forward to and be excited about in going to college.
Honestly, I just meet new people and just kind of give it a fresh start.
New beginnings, a new chapter, new setting, just new everything.
I guess just being away from my parents and by myself.
In leaving high school, we are venturing out to the next step of our life, furthering our education for our intended major and career course. While some may be ready to start at a new school, others can't even think about it. There's a lot that goes into choosing what school you should go to, and at some point that feeling will get to all of us. It may be a difficult process, but there's much to look forward to, and it is definitely worth it. I'm Grace Bradley, reporting for Monthly Rewind, Season 21.
Thanks for watching our March show. Tune in next month to see our April show. March show.
21. For Monthly Rewind, Season 2.
Tune in next month to see our...
I'm Grace Bradley reporting
our April show.
Okay, so today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be tricking Ben, Ryan, and Miguel. We're going to be giving them So today we're going to be tricking Ben, Ryan, and Miguel. They think they're going to be eating
So here we have 2 cups of water. The trick today is that we're going to have someone place it on one hand. I'm going to say, oh, I think I could balance this on my hand. I'm going to balance the cup of water on my hand. If I could even...
Chris, come here. Wait, I'm... Really all you need yes. Raise your right hand.
Seeing Chris Burke every day.
Good answer. What's your favorite part?
My favorite part about Rewind is probably the Donut Fridays. My favorite is the Boston cream donut, but for some reason Marty has not been getting those, and he's been getting the manager special. So I mean, maybe it's not my favorite part all the time, but like for the most part, it is.
Okay. Why is Mr. Richard your favorite teacher? Or why is, I mean, he's not your favorite teacher, but why is he your favorite?
It's disgusting. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Solemnly swear to not tell the rest of Rewind, except for Chris Burke.
No.
I solemnly swear not to tell the rest of Rewind.
I solemnly swear not to tell the rest of Rewind. Yeah.
I solemnly swear not to tell the rest of Rewind. They're gonna cry too. I don't know what just happened. I felt like I was in like Saw or something.
Tails, what's your opinion on them?
Wait, did you already start?
Yeah, but I can edit it out.
Okay. What?
In real time and look up from the pixels in the back pocket. Hello? Tori. Jesus Christ.
I have a flip phone. I have a new key.
Hold on, wait, let me. Hold on, go.
I have a new Kia. I have a Samsung. I have a TI-84.
I hate
you. Tears in your eyes.
Yeah,
okay.
It's called hypoelectromagnetivity sensitive. They are non-ionizing. They should not change cellular tissue.
Well, you could say that when I ask you the question.
Now I threw my pen.
Go.
Huh?
Go.
Go. Holding with one hand. I forgot to turn the mic on. No, I'm just kidding.
Show me it. Oh my God. You did this last time too. All right, keep it out. Okay. All right, thank you. Choosing a lot to take into consideration. This was looking for the right. My mic just fell. Okay. Our students looking for their right fit. Looking in college. Be excited about in college. Yeah, with all the stress of soon at some point that feeling will eat us all up. Will eat all of us?